My friends, if you're over 60, I want you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to share with you could mean the difference between losing your independence or staying strong and active for years to come. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults. But the truth is, you don't have to accept it. You can fight back naturally. And all it takes is adding one simple thing to your daily water. Creatine and lemon water may sound like a simple combination, but when you look closely at what actually happens inside the body, you begin to realize how powerful this daily ritual can be for someone over 60 who is concerned about muscle loss and weakness. And the more you understand it, the more it feels like unlocking a secret nature always had for us, but that modern science is just now beginning to fully explain, because creatine on its own is a compound that your body naturally produces and stores inside your muscles, where it becomes the quick access battery pack that fuels short bursts of strength, repair, and recovery. Yet as we age, the natural storage of creatine inside the muscles declines, and this decline is directly linked to reduced energy during movement, slower repair after minor injuries, and a gradual loss of lean mass, while lemon water brings in its own distinct power by providing vitamin C, antioxidants, and acidity that together improve the solubility and absorption of creatine. Meaning when you mix the two in a glass, you are essentially turning an already effective supplement into an even more bioavailable, easy-to-use muscle protector. And this is critical after 60 because the barrier to absorbing and utilizing nutrients efficiently becomes higher due to digestive changes, decreased stomach acid, and slower metabolism. But lemon juice naturally raises stomach acidity and improves nutrient breakdown. So when creatine travels with lemon water, it is more likely to pass quickly into the bloodstream and penetrate muscle fibers where it can do its job. Think about the role of creatine in your body like this. Every time you lift yourself out of a chair, walk up a set of stairs, or bend down to pick something up, your muscles use an energy currency called ATP. And creatine is the molecule that helps regenerate ATP at lightning speed, so your muscles do not tire too quickly. And in younger adults, creatine stores are high enough to meet demand. But in older adults, those reserves drop and fatigue sets in faster, leading to slower movements, weaker lifts, and eventually a fear of physical activity. But when you replenish creatine daily, you replenish those stores, you give your body back the ability to generate explosive energy. And this is where lemon juice makes the difference, because its citric acid does not just flavor the water, but also increases muscle hydration and enhances creatine's transport. And hydration is another overlooked key, since muscle tissue is over 70% water, meaning a hydrated muscle is a functional muscle and a dehydrated one is weak and prone to cramping. So when you sip creatine with lemon water, you are not only refueling muscle energy, but also restoring the fluid balance that keeps muscle fibers elastic and responsive. The combination also has an anti-inflammatory edge that becomes vital as we age, because microtears in muscle tissue are a normal part of growth and repair, but chronic inflammation from poor diet, stress, and aging can slow down recovery and increase soreness, leading older adults to avoid activity altogether. But lemon juice is packed with bioflavonoids and antioxidants that neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress inside muscle cells, while creatine itself has been shown to protect mitochondrial function, the tiny energy factories inside cells, which means the mix creates a synergistic shield that allows older muscles not just to grow but to repair quickly and withstand daily stress. And this is the difference between waking up sore and stiff or waking up with energy and mobility. What most people don't realize is that creatine is not only about bodybuilding or athletics. It has a direct role in preventing sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that makes people frail, dependent, and vulnerable to falls. And studies consistently show that when older adults take just 3-5 grams of creatine daily, especially when paired with simple exercise, they preserve lean muscle, increase grip strength, improve walking speed, and even reduce the risk of fractures. And when you add lemon juice, you improve digestive comfort, reduce bloating that sometimes comes with plain creatine, and add a refreshing taste that makes the habit sustainable, because no health habit works unless you can repeat it daily. And the tangy flavor encourages consistency on a cellular level. The acidity of lemon juice helps to create an optimal environment in the stomach for creatine absorption, because creatine monohydrate dissolves better in acidic solutions, and that means less waste, less unabsorbed powder, and more active creatine reaching your muscle cells, and that translates into more efficient ATP regeneration, more consistent energy during physical tasks, and a slower progression of sarcopenia, which is why health experts now call creatine one of the most researched and reliable supplements for older adults. And yet it is so often overlooked simply because people associate it only with athletes, but in reality it belongs in the toolkit of anyone over 60 who values independence and mobility. And when paired with lemon water, it becomes easier to digest, more pleasant to consume, and enhanced in its overall benefit. It is also important to remember that lemon water contributes beyond absorption, because vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis. And collagen is what keeps tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue strong. And without strong connective tissue, your muscles cannot transmit force efficiently. So no matter how much protein you eat or exercise you do, weak tendons will limit your strength. But by drinking creatine with lemon water, you are supporting both the engine of the muscle and the framework that anchors it, leading to a more complete protection against age-related decline. And the hydration factor, again, cannot be stressed enough because older adults often lose their sense of thirst, leading to chronic dehydration that silently accelerates muscle breakdown. So drinking a daily glass of lemon creatine water serves as both a supplement and a hydration reminder, which in itself helps maintain cellular function across the entire body. This is not about chasing extreme muscle growth. It is about maintaining quality of life, being able to carry groceries, play with grandchildren, or rise from the floor without fear. And these everyday victories depend on muscular energy and resilience, both of which are directly influenced by creatine availability and hydration status. And that is why the synergy of creatine and lemon water is more than the sum of its parts. It is a functional daily practice that restores the body's natural capacity to move, repair, and thrive. And the longer you maintain it, the greater the cumulative benefits, because preventing sarcopenia is always easier than trying to reverse it after severe weakness has already set in. Which is why the message is clear. If you are over 60 and want to fight muscle loss naturally, this one addition to your water can truly change the trajectory of your health and independence. Sarcopenia is one of the most silent and devastating conditions that creep up with age. And what makes it so dangerous is that it doesn't show itself in dramatic ways at first. It begins quietly with a little more difficulty climbing stairs, a slower pace when walking, or struggling to open jars that once felt easy. But beneath these small changes is the steady shrinking of muscle fibers, the weakening of strength, and the reduction of power that keeps you independent. And this is why fighting sarcopenia naturally becomes not just a health choice, but a life choice. Because losing muscle does not only mean losing strength, it means losing stability, losing balance, losing bone density, and eventually losing freedom. Yet the truth is that this process is not inevitable. It can be slowed down, it can be resisted, and in many cases it can even be reversed when you give your body the tools it needs. And one of those tools is consistently fueling your muscles with the right compounds like creatine, while also moving your body in ways that activate those fibers. Because muscle responds at any age when you give it a reason to grow. The natural fight against sarcopenia begins with understanding that your muscles are not just for looks or vanity. They are metabolic organs that burn energy, store glucose, support immune function, and even regulate hormones. And when they decline, everything from blood sugar control to posture to brain health begins to decline as well, which is why older adults who actively fight muscle loss look younger, feel stronger, and think sharper than their peers who allow sarcopenia to take over. And this is backed by research showing that creatine combined with light resistance training can increase muscle mass by up to 20% even in people well over 70. Which means the body never truly loses its ability to adapt. It only needs the right signal and the right fuel. And this should inspire anyone who thinks it is too late to begin. Because age does not erase potential, it simply requires more intention. The natural strategies for fighting sarcopenia are not about extreme gym workouts or heavy lifting unless you enjoy them. They're about consistency, about doing simple movements like squats from a chair, lifting light weights, using resistance bands, walking briskly, and pairing those movements with the daily addition of creatine mixed with lemon water to fuel the repair and rebuilding process. And this combination has been shown not only to slow the decline of muscle fibers, but also to improve strength, balance, and endurance, which directly reduces the risk of falls and fractures, the leading cause of loss of independence in older adults. And when you lower that risk, you increase confidence, because confidence to move freely without fear is the hidden reward of fighting sarcopenia. Another natural piece of the puzzle is diet, because older adults often eat less protein or lower quality meals, leading to inadequate amino acids to rebuild tissue. But when creatine supplementation is added, it provides a unique boost that allows the same amount of protein to be used more efficiently, enhancing muscle synthesis without requiring major dietary changes. And when lemon water is the vehicle, it adds hydration and antioxidants, both of which protect the muscle environment from breakdown. So this daily ritual becomes a core part of the fight against sarcopenia, and it's not about complicating your life with dozens of supplements or routines. It's about one powerful, repeatable habit that amplifies everything else you do. Fighting sarcopenia naturally also requires acknowledging the role of inflammation and oxidative stress, because as the body ages, it produces more free radicals and experiences more chronic low-level inflammation that eats away at muscle fibers. But lemon water brings vitamin C and plant compounds that directly neutralize those free radicals, reduce oxidative stress, and create a more favorable environment for muscles to recover. While creatine has been shown in studies to improve mitochondrial efficiency, giving muscles more resilience to stress and more capacity to repair themselves. So the fight is not only about stopping loss, but about creating conditions where growth becomes possible again, even when many people believe it is too late. And when you can restore even a fraction of lost muscle, the ripple effect across your entire health is massive. Consider what happens when you regain just a little muscle strength. Suddenly your posture improves because your core can hold you upright, your digestion improves because stronger abdominal muscles support gut motility, your joints feel better because muscles take more of the load off your bones, and even your mood improves because physical power directly influences confidence and independence, and these benefits compound over time, making every simple daily practice like mixing creatine with lemon water more powerful than it seems, because it is not only preserving muscle, it is preserving dignity, energy, and quality of life. And this is the true heart of fighting sarcopenia naturally. It is not about cosmetic changes. It is about staying yourself. Many older adults resign themselves to the idea that weakness, frailty, and decline are normal parts of aging, but modern science shows us that this is not the full truth. Because while aging is unavoidable, the rate of decline is very much within our influence, and muscle loss is not destiny. It is a challenge that responds to the right inputs, and creatine is one of the most studied, safest, and most effective tools to slow and even reverse this process, particularly when combined with simple, consistent movement and proper hydration. And when that creatine is delivered through lemon water, it becomes a habit that is easy to sustain and enjoyable to repeat daily. And habits are the cornerstone of real long-term change. The natural path to overcoming sarcopenia is about alignment, aligning what you eat, what you drink, how you move, and how you rest, so that all signals point toward growth and repair instead of decline. And creatine with lemon water becomes one of the simplest alignment points because it directly influences energy, absorption, hydration, and inflammation all at once. And when older adults commit to this path, they not only preserve muscle, but also extend the years they can live independently, play with grandchildren, travel, and enjoy life without fear of becoming a burden. And this is perhaps the greatest victory in the fight against sarcopenia, because it is not only about physical survival, but about living fully and vibrantly at any age. So when we talk about fighting sarcopenia naturally, comes down to giving your body what it needs in a form it can use every single day, understanding that your muscles are alive and responsive even at 60, 70, or 80, and that the small act of mixing creatine with lemon water is not small at all, but a profound declaration that you refuse to let weakness define your later years, and every sip you take becomes fuel for strength, every step you take becomes easier, and every day you continue the habit, you are pushing back against the tide of decline and proving that muscle loss does not control you, you control it. The beauty of fighting muscle loss after 60 is that it doesn't require complicated routines or extreme diets. It comes down to building small but powerful daily habits that can be sustained for the long term. And one of the simplest and most effective habits is the daily practice of mixing creatine monohydrate with lemon water, because this ritual not only delivers the raw fuel your muscles need, but also gives you a structured anchor around which you can build strength, hydration, and vitality. And the process is straightforward enough that anyone can do it regardless of their fitness level or lifestyle. It is as easy as measuring a teaspoon of creatine, squeezing half a lemon into warm water, and drinking it once a day. Yet behind that simple act is a cascade of biological effects that protect, restore, and energize the body in ways that add up over weeks and months into noticeable transformation. When you add this to your morning routine, you are essentially telling your body that the day will begin with strength. You are refilling your muscle energy stores before you even start moving, and that means every action that follows, whether it's walking, carrying groceries, or doing light exercises, has more support behind it, because your ATP, the cellular currency of energy, is more readily available. And when your cells have this energy available, they not only move more efficiently, but also repair themselves faster, meaning your body recovers from minor stresses and workouts without as much soreness. And this is especially important after 60, because recovery tends to slow down naturally, yet creatine and hydration accelerate it back toward youthful levels, giving you the confidence to stay active day after day without fear of exhaustion or injury. Drinking lemon creatine water also becomes a habit that reinforces hydration. And hydration itself is a cornerstone of muscle health, because muscles are about 70% water, and even mild dehydration can make them weaker, stiffer, and more prone to cramping. So when you commit to drinking this mixture daily, you are not just taking in a supplement, you are also ensuring that your muscle fibers are bathed in the fluids they need to contract and relax properly. And the lemon adds electrolytes and vitamin C, which further assist in cellular communication and collagen formation, keeping not just the muscles, but the tendons, ligaments, and skin resilient. And this holistic support system is what makes the habit so much more than just another supplement. It becomes a lifestyle anchor that touches multiple aspects of health at once. The simplicity of the method is what makes it sustainable. Because one of the biggest challenges in older adulthood is consistency. Too many programs and supplements fail because they are overly complicated, expensive, or unpleasant to follow. But when you have something as easy as mixing a teaspoon of powder with lemon water, it becomes repeatable and enjoyable. And enjoyment is the secret to habit longevity. The refreshing taste makes you look forward to it rather than dreading it, and that anticipation becomes motivation, and motivation transforms into consistency. And consistency is the secret weapon in the fight against sarcopenia. Because it is not what you do once that matters, but what you do every day that changes the trajectory of muscle health. For those who combine this habit with even the lightest form of resistance activity, the results multiply. Because creatine works best when it has a reason to be used, so simple actions like rising from a chair 10 times, curling light dumbbells, or stretching resistance bands provide the stimulus that tells your muscles to grow, and the creatine supplies the energy to follow through with that command. And over time, these micro signals accumulate into measurable strength, firmer muscles, improved posture, and more energy for daily life. And even for those who are not active, the creatine and lemon water combination still supports muscle preservation by improving baseline energy availability and protecting against oxidative stress, meaning that whether you are exercising or not, you are still slowing the natural decline and giving your body a better chance to stay strong. The daily habit also extends benefits beyond muscles because creatine has been shown to support brain health, improving memory, cognition, and focus, and this is crucial in older adults who often face mental fatigue or fog. And lemon water contributes by improving circulation and delivering antioxidants that protect neural tissue. So this simple drink is not just a muscle enhancer, but also a brain booster. And the more you support both body and mind, the greater your resilience becomes, because strength without clarity is incomplete and clarity without strength is fragile. But when both are nurtured, you build a complete foundation for independence and vitality. Practical use matters, and this habit fits seamlessly into daily life. You can mix it with your breakfast, drink it after a light walk, or even sip it mid-morning as a refresher. And it does not require complicated timing or expensive equipment, which makes it universally accessible. And accessibility is key because health strategies must be inclusive to truly make an impact. The easier it is, the more people can adopt it. And the more it spreads, the more lives it changes. And when you realize that something as simple as a glass of creatine lemon water can reduce fall risk, improve balance, and restore confidence, it becomes obvious that the habit is more than a drink. It is a tool of empowerment that allows older adults to reclaim control over their health trajectory. Every time you repeat the habit, you are building a message in your body that strength still matters. You are reinforcing the belief that aging does not equal weakness, and you are giving your muscles the nourishment they crave to keep serving you well into later years. And this psychological reinforcement is just as powerful as the biological effects, because belief fuels action, action fuels consistency, and consistency fuels transformation. And that transformation manifests not only as stronger muscles, but also as a stronger mindset, a mindset that rejects decline and embraces vitality. And this shift is what makes the habit not only practical, but life-changing. The ultimate power of this daily practice lies in its simplicity, because while advanced medical interventions can treat sarcopenia after it has progressed, prevention and management through natural habits are always more effective, more affordable, and more sustainable. And the fact that you can fight muscle loss with something as accessible as a teaspoon of creatine mixed into lemon water each day should inspire hope, because it shows that solutions do not have to be out of reach, they do not have to be expensive, and they do not have to be complicated. They simply have to be consistent. And this is the key point for anyone over 60 who wants to rebuild muscle naturally and stay strong for years to come. Build the habit, stay consistent, and watch how one small daily ritual rewrites the story of your health and independence.